how much money we had just kind of sitting there doing nothing for us. Oh wait, look. Why am I spending money buying more inventory? Welcome to another vlog. My name is Edina, and alongside with my beautiful wife Melinda, we run a six-figure reselling business out of a small warehouse here in beautiful Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today's laundry day, and the reason I'm making this vlog is to document the journey of how do we end the year in a positive cash flow, meaning what do we need to do today or in the next couple of weeks before the year ends to start off January nice and fresh without a huge death pile of stagnant items just sitting around collecting dust. The first part of it is simply laundry day. So what we do is separate all of the items that need laundering. Typically it's just stain removal. Get those into a pile, and this pile has been growing for the last month and a half or so. That's the last time I did laundry. And then we expect all of our suppliers to ship to us clean, ready to photograph items that have been washed, which is true for probably a good 95% of the items that we get. But if we feel that stain removing will up the price, get the item sold faster, and it's worth the time to invest, we will purchase that item, clean it up, get it into the store. As you can see in front of me, I have two piles that I'm working on right now. There's a bunch of really neat vintage stuff in here too. There's some cashmere stuff, some wool stuff. So I have to be careful when I'm preparing all of this, just to make sure that I'm not shrinking wool or damaging cashmere, etc. I'm going through just using this basic Oxy cleaner that I got at the local store. Got a little refill bottle with it. I think it was like $9 total. I'm gonna keep buying the refills instead of buying more spray bottles. It just makes more sense that way. And I'm just going through identifying all the stains and issues with this. I also found a couple of articles of clothing that are just not worth processing further. Unfortunately, these Lululemons have a giant hole in the back, and this North Face has this giant tear. So I'm just getting rid of that stuff as well. I'll bring you through the journey of visiting the exciting Laundromat today, if that's something that you're into, and you'll see how laundry is done. In bulk, I guess, if that's exciting. Finished all of the spraying, so all of this laundry here in front of us. Some wool stuff we're separating, more like random basic stuff, and then cashmere stuff and more wool stuff. So we're gonna bag this up and take it to the mat. We don't usually wait this long to do laundry, but we've obviously been busy with a lot of stuff. I'm gonna do a count after we're done with it just to see how much money we had just kind of sitting there doing nothing for us. If we average out roughly $5 per piece what we paid for this stuff, I think we're probably looking somewhere in like the $500 to $750 range as far as just inventory sitting and not doing anything for us. The laundromat that I found is really close to us. I tried to talk to our landlord a while ago about installing our own washers and dryers. Unfortunately, the labor and cost of putting in plumbing for that equipment is just a bit too much, and he didn't really want to do it. The guy who gave us the quote said something along the lines like, I don't really want to give you a quote, it's going to be too much. So for now it's fine. This laundromat is pretty nice. All their equipment is pretty new. I don't know if the pricing is fair or not, but they do have a prepaid card system where you just kind of load it up and like a gift card, and then just use it as needed. I think it'll cost something. I guess I'll see how much it costs and follow up with y'all. Laundry's all done. Back to the shop to get it all hung. We moved pretty fast at HH Corporation. We've already started hanging all this stuff up. I still will do a count on everything. There's a couple of pieces like I messed up. This wool jacket I'm putting back in a pile because I ended up drying it with a bunch of wool stuff, and I'm not going to spend the time or labor to get that cleaned up by hand, so it's going to go back in the wash pile. And this one has a pretty big stain I missed. that's going on there. That's Emily over there. Allie is are you shy? No, she's not that shy. These are all the sweaters, so this is kind of nice, especially it being winter. Like all these were in there. This is really nice brand Scotch and Soda. Look out for it at the thrift store. It does pretty well. And then we have a few of these like super nice vintage pieces that are all hand knit wool. Woolrich, of course, is a super nice brand, especially if you can find them in these like loud handmade patterns. Some cashmere from Athleta. The cashmere pieces washed really well. I did gentle cycle with super low drying, so a little bit of dampness in a couple of these pieces, but we'll just let them hang dry after we photograph. Another vintage piece. Like, this isn't a great brand or anything, but it's hand knit, and there's definitely a market for this type of stuff. Some more cashmere. Another super nice pattern wool. Let's see. Yep, made in Ecuador, 100% wool, hand knit. Awesome. Some more of that stuff. So anyways, I'll do a count. I'll be right back and tell you guys how much was actually hanging. We've been working hard getting as many of these items processed as possible. I just did a count, a final count of items we've washed today out of that needs to be washed death pile. It was 152 pieces sitting there. There was like 6 or 7 that I threw out that were beyond repair. There was 2 or 3 after wash that were still stained but lower value, so just not worth the time and effort to go through the process, so those will be donated. 152 pieces. If we paid, which, you know, we have, those are all items that we've already paid for, an average of $4 a piece. That's that many dollars. That many dollars just sitting there, again, doing nothing for us. $608. And I asked myself, why am I spending money buying more inventory when we have inventory that's just sitting there that needs to be processed? It's just a really big change in the way my mind is working, and Melinda's mind as well, obviously, as we're making these decisions together to stop the cash flow bleeding, make sure that we're processing things that need to be processed and getting them out the door as fast as possible, because that's the whole point. So inside of that processing room, which is just over here, or we've called it a couple different things, but there's not too much left in here, so I'll pan the camera around. This is like 10 pieces that we just need to like figure out. This is literally all just empty trash bags and empty containers. Looks like we got, oh wait, look. Another giant batch of Doc Martens in here. So that's part of the death pile that needs to be done. I'm gonna shoot for by end of the year, because this is kind of the theme of this video. Getting items processed to better our cash flow for the business. This is a bag of stuff that we got from home. So it's like, go through it, figure out if we want to keep it, sell it, whatever. And then another bag of Danskos, looks like, and even more of, looks like there's a lot of money in here. Danskos, and this is Batula by Birkenstock. So yeah, more stuff that we need to get rid of, or at least process and figure out what to do with. This is, oh, more laundry. Looks like I missed a bag. That's too bad, because we did a lot of laundry today. So that'll go in the laundry pile. This is a small batch that we got from a friend. She's not in a huge rush to get this stuff priced out. There's some cool stuff in here. There's some like real Gucci. There's some designer stuff in here that, you know, I don't really know much about until I look it up. But I know there's some Gucci stuff in here and some fancier stuff, some top of the line stuff. There's some basic stuff in here too, some H&M, a lot of kids' clothes. Whatever, doesn't matter. So I got to go through this pile as well. This is from one supplier. This is all we have left from a giant haul from her that we have to go through. These jackets we got to figure out. These are our personal jackets. Not sure what we're going to do with them yet. And there's a Patagonia in there that I think I'm going to try to send back to Patagonia. I have a Patagonia. There's that other brand. I can't figure out how to pronounce it. It's like RTX. It has that skeleton of a lizard for a logo or something. Arctex. I don't know. I have one of their items too that has some damage on the bottom hem. So, and I have a couple North Face jackets that need zipper repair. I think I'm going to try to ship all those back to the manufacturer and see if they're actually going to fix them for us, because I know they do offer that service, because it's, you know, higher end stuff. And that really concludes this room. This where this trash bag now is, there was a whole heap of stuff. I wish I should have gotten it before and after, but whatever. Imagine a heap of stuff right here that needs to be washed. So yeah, the end of December, I mean, it's early December now. The end of December, the goal is to get all of this stuff processed, figured out, sold, listed, sold, obviously. And stop with this whole like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm just gonna, you know, skip around and buy new inventory because it's shiny and gold and fresh and new and exciting to unbox. It's like, no, we have tons of money just sitting there. Melinda did post a bunch of vintage Doc Martens to our eBay store. I'll link that below if anyone is interested. Just shoot us a message there. We'll make you a deal. I think they're priced fairly to start with, but we love you guys. And, you know, anytime you guys see something, just reach out to us. Instagram is the best way to do it, but we can always offer you something for a better price if it's away from eBay, because then we don't have to pay the fees and you're gonna save at least 14% off of what we're asking. The fun part about this pile too is like, it's not like there's, it was just like a bunch of garbage. It's like a lot of good stuff. There's like 2-3 Lululemons, a few Patagonias, a lot of like linen stuff. There's some brands that just do really well. A lot of comment stuff too, but just a good amount of stuff that, you know, we obviously deemed worth reselling. It just needed to be washed, stain removed, whatever. Again, we try our best not to accept stuff that has staining issues because it just takes extra time and money. But, you know, if there's a little stain and we can get it out, then why not? You know, it's better that way than to just reject it and donate it. I wanted to quickly calculate how much it cost us to do all that laundry. So let's look at some paper. So it was 8 times 99 cents times 2 cycles each, $15.40 or $15.84 to get it dried. $3.78 for a small load, $5.48 for one medium load, 3 loads at $11.89, $60.77 in total to launder those 152 pieces. I don't know if that's expensive or not. I remember when back in the apartment living days, when my family and I first got to the United States, we used to pay $1 or $1.25 per load. Obviously those are smaller loads, these are more industrial machines. And that was in 2000, so this is 23 years ago. Laundry was a bit cheaper than it is now. Let me know how that compares if you guys do laundry, any laundromats in your area, if this is expensive or cheap. I really don't know, but I do know that there's 2 or 3 vintage Woolrich sweaters in there once sold, even after cost of goods and fees, that will more than cover that. And again, it's just part of the business and that gets expensed out. So we're gonna jot down how much we spent. Laundry detergent, for the stain removers, for the actual cycles, the miles we drove, all that stuff is a business expense. Not 100% of it is gonna come back. It's just going to go against our net taxable income. It's just business. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope that you're tackling your death piles and getting ready for a fresh start in 2023. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.